We're finally doing it. Today we're watching season 1 of Kate + 8. If you're new to this channel, you can watch recaps with me of nearly every single John and Kate + 8 episode in my John and Kate + 8 playlist. Due to John no longer being filmed, all videos from now on will be featured in my Kate + 8 playlist. Hi, I'm Danny, and you can normally find me on this channel diving into TLC shows, Christian fundamentalism, and exposing family vloggers. If that sounds like something you're into, I'm excited to have you around. This show originally aired on June 6, 2010, nearly a year after John and Kate's split and divorce. As the title makes clear, John is not in this show.
Oh my gosh. Am I really that horrible of a mother that I could lose my kids?
Yeah, probably. First, we'll watch the TLC special Inside Kate's World that kind of soft launched this TV show without John concept.
And it can't get any worse than 2009, so it has to get better, and I'm going to force it to be better.
I've never watched Kate + 8, but I really hope these obnoxious white backgrounds don't become the norm. The episode opens with a long segment about Kate changing up her hairstyle and getting extensions. The difference in how she explains the moment versus the actual moment made me giggle.
We just got talking like, wouldn't it be fun to have hair extensions? Before you know it, I'm sitting in the chair, we're doing it. And I didn't give it much thought, except it really was a practical way to grow out my hair.
Seriously, I'm a little bit freaked out, okay?
It's okay. Good.
I'm sick in my stomach.
It's okay. You have to trust me.
Her interview made her seem so nonchalant and go with the flow. But there's no way anyone believes that. Kate might be the most uptight person I've ever seen. Also, this is peak 2010 because the reveal is nuts.
Let's go close to the mirror so you can really see the magic that has happened today. I think that it is worth
Oh, Lord have
it.
mercy.
You can also really feel how heavily this show's purpose is to clean up Kate's image and allow her to continue being a TV mom. We see what feels like never-ending clips of Kate apologists.
Nobody says Angelina Jolie goes off and makes a movie, she's a bad mom. Well, do you think she's there with her kids all the time? No. But Kate does her best to be with them as much as possible.
Very important to note that Angelina Jolie is not on a reality TV show about being a mom. Also, moms with very normal everyday jobs get accused of being bad moms simply for working. So, in general, this argument is really bad. I also really want to acknowledge that the concept of trying your best does not equate to being a good mom or being there for your kids. Anyways, we're so early in this video, I shouldn't be annoyed so quickly.
Why would that be better for her children if both mom and dad were going off to work all day and they were in daycare? I didn't ever understand that.
Oh no, another Kate. I couldn't handle the first one. Well, Kate, the reason people say they would have preferred Kate remained a nurse and John stayed in IT is because then the family's income would not have been based on exploiting their children. The argument you're trying to make is very negative towards working moms and acts as though daycare isn't oftentimes a great environment for children to learn and play with kids other than their siblings. 10 minutes into the episode, we finally see Kate with the kids. At least she finally admits she has help, instead of constantly acting like she miraculously does it all herself. She phrases it so oddly, though.
It has been solely myself as a single mom with help, as I think people would understand.
Then she says John will visit them while she's traveling. She doesn't go into detail as to how much he contributes, but her beginning the sentence with solely myself as a single mom and then mentioning other people is confusing. Take a peek at all of the silly bands on the kids' wrists though.
A box around it, not next to it. You just put a square around the tree. Perfect.
Ugh, that is peak 2010 right there. The episode then starts talking about Kate being on Dancing with the Stars.
Back. Good. Okay.
She got a fair amount of backlash for doing the show less than 4 months after her divorce. And honestly, I don't even have to hate on her because her scores speak for themselves.
Carrie Ann Inabe.
5.
Len Goodman.
5.
Bruno Tom Yoder.
5.
All right, that's 15 out of 30.
I think it's cool that Kate is doing something challenging and out there. However, it's the timing that really feels yucky to me. I cannot imagine my parents going through a very public and dramatic divorce, and then my mom leaves for several weeks to be on a dancing show. Even worse, she was awful at it. Honestly, I'd be horrified, especially as Maddie and Kara, since they're 9 now. But also, I don't think it was a good move for Kate either. Challenging yourself when you're already being challenged and life is exhausting you is just not a good idea. Her book was also coming out at that time. I'll give her credit. Kate truly capitalized on her divorce.
I feel sorry for her in a way, because yes, she signed on to do a show. And, you know, there's a responsibility that comes with that. But I don't think she had any idea it would become like this.
Okay, fair. But then she continued to do it anyway, at the expense of her children. That's where it really went wrong. But her excuse for this is she got security to keep the kids safe.
It's not always Steve that travels with us, but I can see the difference because he knows our family.
Also, she announced last November, as in November 2025, that she's dating Steve. So all of those rumors were probably true.
You know, she can't go to California, she can't go to New York without 20 or 30 paparazzi following her. And it's dangerous.
And that is the issue right there. It has gotten to a point where it is truly dangerous for her. And she keeps going. I truly don't believe that decision is what's best for her children.
I don't mean to be rude, but I think I just sometimes am.
And I believe she believes she isn't rude. And we see exactly what I'm talking about when Kate finds out she's being sued for custody while doing Dancing with the Stars and talking to TLC about the future of her show.
And who I was today as a working mom who needed to be at home.
She's just not in a position to be able to give it everything this morning, so she's going to have to cancel this morning's dancing.
And somehow we're back talking about Dancing with the Stars and how unfortunate that went for her. She did last 5 weeks though.
Because if I put my mind to something and work really hard on it, I can pretty much nail and do a good job at things. This didn't work.
And then the episode wraps up.
I hope that the future holds great things for my kids, stability, love, as much of my time as I can give them.
I don't have episode 1 of the show. It's called 6th Birthday Surprise and was about the sextuplets turning 6 and celebrating at Discovery Cove, a theme park in Orlando where you can swim with dolphins, snorkel with tropical fish, and feed exotic birds. We'll officially start watching Kate Plus 8 with episode 2, Home Roost. Sadly, it's no longer a crazy life, or their life. But here's a reminder of who everyone is.
Kate, Kara, Maddie, Alexis, Hannah, Leon, Aiden, Collin, Joe.
The reason this episode is called Home Roost is because Kate is getting chickens. She says she buys about 4 to 5 dozen eggs every week, so this makes a lot of sense to me. Also, Kate had chickens growing up. Right here, we see Kara have the same reaction I had to every elementary school teacher saying she needed strong boys to help her carry something.
Who's gonna be my farmer boys and girls? Yeah, I know, you'll be in charge.
For a mom of 5 girls, she seems to forget how fun, active, and competitive girls can be too.
Who's gonna run the fastest? Ready, set, go, boys. Run!
Slay, Alexis.
Yeah, boys, carry it. Okay, stop. Don't hit each other, though. It's weapons.
I'm glad her girls step in and do the manly things too. I know I always wanted to carry and build and help out too. And cute little Collin is being so strong carrying the tool belt.
Almost there.
Okay, Collin, we'll wait for you.
Okay.
And Kate shows some of her girl power too.
This is actually the second time I've carried 6 kids. They're a little heavier this time, except there's only 5.
And then it's chicken delivery day.
And does the tell you we had chicken last night for dinner?
Kara's bringing drinks out.
No, it's sad.
and Kate is crashing out about how large her new house is.
Am I grouchy? Yes, you would be too if you had to run 26 acres alone and didn't know how to do half the stuff and nobody helped.
And then the chickens are put in their new coop, and Kate stays as calm as usual. Shockingly, we get a positive moment of Kate talking about Collin.
The kid is happiest when he's got a purpose and a job.
Woo! We're almost there, I know. I love those chickens, but I can't get it there.
Just is a great kid.
I hate that a moment as small as that feels so big given the history. He deserved a mom who regularly talked about him like that. But then we're back to the Kate we know.
I'm in charge, that's never gonna change. So shush.
And I know I've been mostly knocking Kate so far. If you're a fan of Kate, I'm not sure why you watch my videos, because I've made it very clear that I think she did a poor job navigating something as complex as having 8 kids. I have never once said that I thought I could do significantly better. However, I also haven't made the life choices of getting pregnant as young as she did, nor did I, allegedly, get fertility treatment without having fertility issues. I've been with my husband for 9 years, married 5, and have spent that time enhancing our relationship so our children can experience a loving and safe household. So I am not sorry for being opinionated and strongly against Kate. However, her saying she's in charge is valid, and it's clear she had a long morning. But also, her boundaries are confusing, not just for her kids, but complete strangers.
Okay, whoa. Can you come over here?
Sure.
Can you take that with you, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. We're in the middle of lunch, and I have a thing about my kitchen.
This poor maintenance man is trying to keep the mood light, and she's just a total buzzkill.
You can do it. It's
Okay.
easier than dancing.
Yeah, well, I can't dance, so don't make comparisons like that.
Sorry.
Even assuming he knew how bad her Dancing with the Stars season went, it was an innocent comment. Poor guy. Hopefully he'll never have to go back there. Then, thankfully, we finally see Kate taking steps to make their yard more private for the kids due to the intense paparazzi situation by planting more trees and shrubs. She's also getting the house power washed and told the kids not to touch the hose because it's super hot. Collin's ride-on car ends up on the opposite side of the hose from his siblings, so he goes to ask his mom for help.
We can get around that.
Please, can you just go? Okay, bye-bye. Everywhere I go, I'm momming to death.
While I can understand that being exhausting and overstimulating, it's literally what you sign up for when you have children. Sure, most people don't have 8, but still. What really annoys me about this moment is how quickly she dismisses him. She talks a big game about being a single mother and doing it all herself, but she also dismisses a child needing her help and permission. That's very confusing to me. He then tries to get help from his siblings, and they're pretty useless.
Over on the other side of the hose. I don't know. How? I don't know. How can you not know? Because I've been through it.
So he tries Kate again.
Snack and popsicles are coming. I have to pee. Please let me go.
Over the hose. Ah, the danger.
Unfortunately for Collin, Kate did say earlier that they were allowed to drive over the hose, just not touch it. Poor guy. Also, really stupid for the camera crew not to step in and help. I don't care if it ruins the image that Kate does it all, because clearly the camera crew is keeping an eye on the kids regularly while she talks to all the various maintenance people. Collin does get over the hose though. Meanwhile, Maddie and Kara are collecting eggs, and Maddie is amazed at how warm the one that was just laid is.
I like it. I'm gonna name it Fuzzy. Oh, this is my name.
And then we see Kate directly talking to the crew and asking them to do something. So I'm confused when that line can and cannot be crossed.
Yeah, that, can you do something about that? It's really gross, and there's like blood all over the thing.
Ultimately, Kate put a rooster in the coop that the hens did not like and would not stop pecking at him.
There's possibly some irony. We've got issues with roosters.
Ha! So funny. Anyways, here's Kate overstimulated because her 6-year-old children can't figure out how to turn off the hose.
Somebody, please. I just can't take it.
Then they celebrate collecting eggs and having chickens by having an egg dinner.
I made egg salad, deviled eggs, and egg custard.
I also really hated this next moment and can swear that I will never be the mom that makes sure all my kids know that I'm skinny and never treat myself to anything sweet.
I don't eat dessert, so I just need a moment. It's so good.
To you, this may have been a small moment from Kate, but from my experience, it can be really frustrating being the child of someone like this. Then Maddie asks for a cow.
Maybe when pigs fly, we'll get cows.
Sweet, give me a pig and I'll throw it.
And that's episode 2. Episode 3 is called The Big Apple, and it's about the family taking a sightseeing trip to good old NYC.
Our double-decker chopped off bus, Chinatown, but the main thing, we were heading to the Green Lady, the Statue of Liberty.
They get there via train, and honestly, I've never taken Amtrak, so I want to know. Do they actually punch your ticket like this? I thought it was only a thing in the Polar Express.
What's the first letter of your first name? A and J. Here you go.
And then they ride the double-decker bus.
Is that Statue of Liberty up there? No.
And then they get ice cream.
I'll bring an assortment and you choose. Quiet.
And this is the shoe wear a mom of 8 decided to go with.
This is so bad!
The bad she is referring to is the melting ice cream as she carries it back to the bus. It was very brave of her to get ice cream cones and not cups. Now it's the next day and they're heading to Chinatown.
I had never been to Chinatown, and we needed to see it for the culture fact.
And Kate thinks that Asian is a language.
Look at the Asian. It says haircut $7 and then it's all in Asian.
Now that John is out of the picture, has Kate forgotten that her children are also Asian?
I didn't know it was like a little chunk of China.
I truly don't know what she thought Chinatown was, but she also cannot understand anyone's accent.
What's that? Chimpong? Chimpong. Shrimp? Oh, okay.
Thankfully, Joel loved it.
Oh, that bacon wrap was really good for me.
Then they go to Victorian Gardens in Central Park.
Alexis, what was it like?
And on day 3, they go see the Statue of Liberty.
We're going to see the Statue of Liberty.
I do have to say, I love when Maddie is super sassy towards her mother. Kate needs that.
Boys, I'm driving.
You better not be.
You better hold on. That's all I can say.
Thanks. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be dead in about the next 10 seconds.
And yet again, we see the fan obsession with Kate and the kids.
I don't know if that was an exceptionally crowded day, but it was extremely crowded.
This is causing a... Okay, did you just do quick?
But Kate still doesn't seem to hate it half as much as I do.
It was probably the first time, in a long time at least, that crowds inhibited us from doing what normal families do.
So she admits on camera that this TV show has made it so these kids cannot have common childhood experiences like shopping in a souvenir shop. Cool. And yet the show continues, and we are now starting episode 4, Pirates, Kites, and Turtles. Oh my. In this episode, they're back to their beach vacation spot in North Carolina.
It's the place where I called my divorce attorney. Like, I knew at that point that, I was told that was the next step.
The more I watch this show, the more I think Collin is so sweet and kind.
I'll protect you.
Thank you, buddy.
Permission to come aboard, please, sir.
Come aboard.
After having kayaking canceled due to high winds, the family decided to go fly kites.
It was so stinking windy.
And the wind makes Kara's kite string slice her hand. I hope she could still dance.
I cut my finger on my mom's wing. I hope I can still dance.
And at night, they go to a sea turtle hatch site, hoping to watch them hatch and make their journey to the ocean.
How much longer do we need to wait?
Well, we don't really know. The turtles like to keep it a secret.
Surprisingly, they did indeed hatch, and Maddie hits us with another great joke.
You're right, thank goodness I didn't have that many.
So cute. And Maddie's comment was the best of all.
And that concludes that short little episode. But episode 5 continues their North Carolina vacation. The episode opens with Kate, Kara, and Maddie taking a surf lesson while the sextuplets stay with the sitter, Ashley, at the beach near their rental house. And the surfing goes about how I expected to, with Maddie hardly trying.
Back foot, feet separated, right?
I don't know. Don't yell at me.
And Kara excelling. But everyone does try.
And meanwhile, Maddie's trying, and I give her A for effort. And Kara, she's over there riding to the sand.
I don't think I could be a twin. The constant comparisons would kill me. But we see where Maddie's athleticism comes from, and that's okay.
My eyes are burning.
Once they're back at the house, Kate starts getting everyone dressed for pirate school.
Maddie and Kara, look what I got you.
You're kidding me, hats?
Cute. Come on, I'll wear it.
They're pink and they're hats.
Nobody loves to hate more than that girl. And we see, I think, the first time the kids talk about Collin being mean. The pirate was trying to buy Kate from the kids because the ship needed a new cook.
You can have him. Yeah.
I can have him. What? You don't have to buy.
Colin's really mean, so sometimes we wanted to give him away.
Seeing Maddie and Leah so willing to give Collin away, while Alexis makes sure to state that he's only mean sometimes, is so interesting given how young they are here. But it seems the kids love pirate training.
Thank you, pirates.
Have a nice day, shipmates. I hope to see you again.
And for their last adventure on the trip, they're taking a boat so they can fish for their dinner that night. But it's not the lovely trip they planned for.
Well, you can't go back. What's wrong? Why are you crying? You're gonna throw up?
And then it all fell apart. If you have emetophobia, skip ahead.
They started vomiting everywhere. Crew members were holding buckets, and security people were holding buckets, and PAs were holding buckets, and I was holding buckets, and crew members were dumping buckets.
What an absolute nightmare. Those poor kids. I mean, Aiden was laying down on his back and threw up all over himself. And the show shows it. I won't subject you to that though. Also, the crew was really struggling between helping clean up and getting seasick themselves. Lucky enough, Maddie was throwing a fit before they left, and she wasn't even on the boat during all of this.
I didn't go, and I'm so happy I didn't.
But as you can probably guess, they weren't very successful in catching enough fish for dinner, and Kate had to buy fish at the market. And as they're eating dinner, they agreed to make this their annual summer vacation spot.
Wants to come back next year.
And that takes us into episode 6, where everyone is getting ready to go back to school. And their first stop is haircuts, where Hannah, once again, wants to chop her hair off.
It's gone forever if you cut it off.
I don't care.
It took you 6 years to grow it.
While we all know hair does in fact grow back, it's even funnier knowing Kate is saying this as she herself has hair extensions in her hair.
It was too late.
As silly as this big reaction is, I'm sure I'll cry about similar big moments for my kids too. I mean, Hannah is about to go to kindergarten, and this is her first true haircut. That's a pretty big deal. Their next stop is shoe shopping, where the only argument seemed to be the sextuplets being a little upset Kate was making them still get Velcro shoes.
I have to say it went a little better this year than last year. The kids are a year older. They paid, attention more.
And then they go backpack shopping.
Okay, here's the idea. We are each choosing a different backpack. Here's one with a lizard. No, you're a girl.
I'm so tired of Kate's gender norms. They're exhausting, and she's clearly exhausted.
Who understands? Raise your hand. I am done now. You're aimless. You don't understand, Joel and Aiden?
Come on, Kate. It's 2010. You gotta start using more online shopping for these moments. The next day, they go to the mall to get school uniforms and shoes for Maddie and Kara.
Go! Go!
It got a little loud. We made one lady who was trying to try on shoes mad just by us being there.
And while the kids are fighting over the massive crock, Kate is heel shopping for herself. If someone can explain what happens here, that would be great, because I don't understand.
Oh, just right here is fine. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
I think she's trying to hide the fact she's shopping for herself, but I don't understand why she was so rude towards the saleswoman. Then they head home and Kate starts packing their lunches.
What's the rule about eating dessert?
If you can't eat your dessert, you have to eat your vegetables.
So I think if you want the room to be quiet, you shouldn't ask 8 kids a question. Maybe just say something like, remember, if you don't eat your lunch, you cannot have the dessert. But Kate tries again, and the kids seem confused and scared to answer.
What order do we eat our lunch in? Go ahead, say it together.
Then it's officially time for the first day of kindergarten. What a huge step for this huge family.
And I love the school, and I love our teachers, and I love everything about it. So, we are school kids.
This next episode, episode 7, is one of those confusing timeline episodes because it's about a trip they took in Alaska in July, but we just watched them go to school in August. And the episode released in December. Their first stop is a training facility for sled dogs, specifically trained for the Iditarod Trail, which is over 1,000 miles.
They're only 2 or 3 days old.
Oh my
It's okay, it's okay. It's okay.
And clearly, it takes some super high energy dogs to pull these sleds.
If they could talk, they would be begging to be hooked up to this sled, like they were howling for who gets to go on this line.
And Kate is so funny with her very obvious comment here. Well, I guess it wasn't obvious to her.
Not till later in the ride that I realized the little vehicle we were in was in neutral. The dogs were pulling us the entire time.
And then they head back.
Did you kiss on some of the dogs while you were there?
Ew, no!
Oh, I think we got shots of you kissing a dog.
Huh?
And then it's lunchtime.
What are you doing?
Eating lunch.
What is it?
Fruit, cookies, sandwich, cheese.
Cutting to a different day, Kate, Kara, and Maddie take a plane ride to a glacier.
Something like 10 feet of snow on top of like 2,000 feet of ice.
Yep, that's what it was.
I'm really glad we're seeing these moments where the girls get more undivided attention from Kate. However, I still really miss their special days and am sad they likely aren't getting any one-on-one attention with either parent.
I think the snowball and the running in the snow was the best part. I mean, who gets to put on boots and play in the snow in the middle of July?
As someone living in the Midwest and it being early March, I cannot even imagine wanting my summer to be spent in the snow. However, maybe I consider it because of those mountains. Now it's officially day 2 and all 9 Gosselins are back together and ready to pan for some gold. And Kate has her extremely normal reaction towards mud.
Please do it. No, don't. Please.
Done.
Collin, go quick. Oh.
But they do, in fact, start mining.
Didn't see my 3 pieces of gold.
And Kate, the clueless woman she tends to be, is disappointed because she expected to find large pieces of gold.
I thought we were gonna actually find like chunks.
But she's got jokes.
Clearly, I'm not a gold digger.
Fast forward again to another day, and they've taken a gondola up to the top of a mountain and are watching 2 guys get ready to paraglide. Attempt 1 was not good.
2, 1, jump!
And of course, everyone saw it happen.
Are they okay?
Take 2 went great.
Oh my gosh.
And to conclude their trip, they go whale watching. This is a huge bucket list item for me. And while traveling there on boat, the girls show us their adorable secret handshake. Genuinely, I would be so pissed if I paid for this adventure and a squeaky, screaming adult was on it with me.
Tell them to stop! Stop! They're right there!
Listen, I can only imagine how absolutely gorgeous this site was. But quiet down.
Holy cow!
What is absolutely nuts, though, is the park ranger shares that in that area, they rarely see more than one whale, unless it's a cow with its calf. So this was a rare sighting for sure. What does confuse me about this episode is the reasoning behind why they were in Alaska. Supposedly, they were also filming an episode for the TLC show Sarah Palin's Alaska. The part that confuses me is how it was never at all addressed in the Kate Plus 8 episode. I found that weird. And now the season 1 finale, which takes place during Halloween and is called Gosselins, Goblins, and Ghouls. I do appreciate that Kate doesn't take the Halloween is satanic approach and just lets the kids enjoy it.
It's creepy and spooky and weird, but you know what? Kids think it's fun. And let's just have fun.
But she goes full out at Party City because she wants to make their basement a haunted house.
Hide all of my decoration stuff that I bought and put downstairs here.
Uh-oh, an arm fell out.
She's rushing to hide everything because she needs to go pick the kids up from the bus stop down the street and then take them to go costume shopping.
Is the store crowded?
Yes. Well, of course, because it was like the day before Halloween.
So yeah, I'm not so sure Kate set herself up to succeed by going to the store the day before Halloween. Well, it's Thursday and Halloween is on Sunday, but they get to wear their costumes to school tomorrow.
Scariest I'll let you be is this. Look at me when I'm talking to you, please. Is the skeleton.
I'm also surprised they're at Party City and not Spirit Halloween. But I also can't remember where all of my costumes came from at that age. Then the kids stumble into the dog costume section and the show lets us know the dogs are gone.
But we don't have our dogs anymore.
But are they gone? Kate has a surprise for the kids.
Let's just say that I got Mommy of a Lifetime award for it.
All right, let's see what it is. I have very mixed feelings on this surprise. Kate makes herself seem like a hero, and obviously the kids are overjoyed. But what about his sister Nala? What about the time frame for over a year that Shoka was removed from her family? What was John's opinion on doing this? Did she just do this so she didn't have to train Shoka? I don't know. The whole situation is odd.
Nala couldn't join him.
Why?
Because we had to get one back, but we'll visit with Nala, okay?
I am glad the kids are overjoyed though.
He lives outside and he has a warm doghouse with a heated plug-in bed.
So that was how she agreed to this. Now it's Saturday and they're at a pumpkin patch.
Thank you, Collin. Can you tell Collin thank you? Thanks, buddy. Was that a good choice or a bad choice? That was a good choice. I appreciate it.
You do not at all have to agree with my opinion here, but I truthfully believed Kate used these moments on camera to try and prove she was a good and patient mom to Collin. I am confident she was not at all kind or understanding or reacted appropriately as a mother when he behaved poorly. Ultimately, I believe Collin, but then we see it again.
This is the Collin I like to see. Happy, laughing Collin. Okay? Life isn't always going to be about laughing and happiness, but it's good when you can laugh and have a good time.
Again, she says the right things here on camera, but I also knew so many kids that had behavioral issues during their parents' divorce. And those kids were not sextuplets, nor did they have 7 siblings. Even worse in Collin's case, most kids don't have TV shows, paparazzi, and tabloids sharing their family's business to the whole world. Collin needed a lot of extra love during this time, and it seems Kate just wanted him to continue being a kid without actually working through that anger and frustration with him, and with a professional.
I love you.
I love you too.
Good.
And there's a lot of irony in her statement here.
You forget, that, you know, he's a good kid and he's just having issues right now.
She is being so careful with her words. I wasn't expecting the show to talk about this, and it makes me sad that it was spun in such a Kate is a good mom way. But of course it was. The furthest Kate discusses looking into the issue is researching and talking to other moms. While I know it's easy to be on the outside and judge, I mostly just feel sad for Collin that he didn't get what he needed as a 6-year-old, and that spiraled into much worse issues later. But let's get back to the pumpkin patch and see what pumpkin Collin wants. I love how often we see him trying to carry big things in this season. I think it's so cute. But now they're done and head to a pet store to get food, treats, and bedding for Shoka.
Do you want to go give this? Thank you. Go give it to Shoka.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, it's for Shoka, buddy.
Things are not currently looking up for this poor guy. Then they go to a corn maze, and thankfully Kara's taking the lead.
It says straight or right, but I don't even see straight or right.
That's because one's back here, Mommy. Right or straight? One's right here.
They get lost a bunch and run off and stress out Kate, but obviously they do eventually make it out. That night, Kate realizes she's never really decorated for Halloween before and gets a lot of help from the crew to make the basement scary.
He had the great idea to segment off the rooms that would give it more of a maze feel.
And then the kids walk through it.
This could make me have nightmares.
Everybody loved it. I mean, they were racing through here like it was the best thing under the sun. They were so thrilled that it happened.
The next morning, Halloween day, they do pumpkin carving, and I must say, seeing all these kids with sharp tools freaked me out.
Oh, we can stab ours open. So we can? We can stab ours open? Ah, I got mine in. Like this? Can't get it out.
I didn't really like this little interaction.
That's a triangle,
A lot.
and you should know that.
At 6, should she know what a triangle is? Yeah, she should. Is drawing it for her and telling her she should know something already helping her learn it? No, not really. But everyone does finish carving and they look great.
Look at my pumpkin. My pumpkin is like a little French dude.
The sun sets, the kids are all in their costume and they go trick-or-treating.
Who am I?
Devil!
Of course.
Okay.
It's Mrs. Devil to you.
I think Kate forgot she was divorced, but the costume is extremely fitting. Here's what everyone else was.
Collin was a skeleton. Alexis was Cleopatra. Maddie was a pirate. Leah was a cute bunny rabbit. Aiden was a SWAT man. Joel was a ninja. Hannah was a sailor girl. And Kara went as herself.
Honestly, it sounded like a really fun weekend for everyone.
One of the best weekends of their entire lives. All the events we did. They're so glad that we're doing these activities, that weekends are fun-filled.
And that is season 1 of Kate Plus 8. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. What was your favorite episode so far? Thanks for watching.